video. And as you can see here, I have some cards already placed out. I haven't looked at them, thankfully, right? But I do have some cards already exposed, which I have from a deck just for me. We have the sexual demons. It says succubus, incubus, Jezebel. I slept with the wrong spirit. Then we have from the books of the Bible, right? Jesus Christ comes in the flesh. The letter was written to counter doctism, which is the belief that Jesus did not come in the flesh. The main themes of the epistles are love and fellowships with God. Right, and then from my clarifier tokens, right, we have the devil. 23 could be significant, but in the book it says guided by lower nature, temptation, bound by the material world. And then we also have a rune here. Damn, I should have did the research before I came into the live. But it don't matter. We can look into it now, right? As we got my tablet here. We have two books here that we can look through for this rune specifically. I have music playing in the background, don't mind me. That is Ihawaz or Iwaz. It says the next rune is Iwaz, pronounced Yewaz, Uwaz. Its literal meaning is you. The psychological meaning is Kundalini, the timeless and death mysteries. Ooh. Its energy is the chakra system, immortality, encoding, secrecy, and an axis of heaven, earth, and hell. Oh, sugar, honey, ice tea. You got the demon here, and then you got the devil here, and then you got Jesus here. So, if Uwaz appears in divination, it could mean protection, initiation, endurance, and movement forward, a movement towards enlightenment. If it appears reverse, it means death, weakness, dissatisfaction, destruction. How do you even look at it as reverse, though? That's the thing. How do you even look at it as a reverse? Like, is it like this or is it like that? Like, I don't, somebody help me. Okay. Destruction or confusion. Or maybe it is in reverse because I'm confused. Uwaz is the vertical axis of Jera's horizontal axis. It represents the vertical nature and energy of the spine. I've been trying to work on my back. That's probably where the Kundalini is at. The spine has 24 vertebrae. Oh, wow. And we got 23 over there. Which is the same number of runes in the Elder Phuck. All right. And then we have the Elder book, right? They don't actually have the symbols, but I think this is it right here. Oh, nope, that's not it. Next page, no. All right. If that wasn't 19, oh, maybe it's 15. Nope, okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I gotta go back to the beginning. What the hell? Let's go back to 1, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, there we go. So it's O, EO. See, it's like it's a different language, but the symbol, the rune is here. Is a double ending rune representing both life and death. Oh, maybe I should bring it over, right? Its shapes is of a stave with life at one end and death at the other. It is also the 13th rune and is considered unlucky by some. Oh yeah, 13. You know what's that's crazy because right before I played this, I was looking at the number 23 and it's the devil and I was like, I'm surprised it's not 13. So how we get another synchronicity with 23, 13, and what was the other? I think it was like 22 in that last thing. This isn't necessarily always the case. It is a rune with remarkable longevity that combines with toxicity. It is the rune of regeneration and reincarnation. You are born, you live, then you die. Once dead, you come back in another form. Oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. I mean, well, that's reincarnation, right? The trees of this rune are yew and poplar. Come on now with the notifications. Yew trees represent the paradox of life and death. It is the tree of eternal life. Poplar was used for arrow shafts and is the wood of divination. Some correspondence, 13. Color is dark blue. Tree, yew, poplar. Herb is bryony. Gender is male. Element, all. Ooh. Deity is Ulur. I don't know, I'm probably saying that right. Wind is septentrio, north. Essential oil is benzoin. Time of day was that midnight to 1:30? Yeah, cause 13 would be military time of 1 o'clock. So yeah, this is midnight. So it's like 12:30 to 1:30, and then the half month begins in February 28th, 2012. All right, so endings and beginnings, cycles basically is what I'm getting from this. I guess that and then we're at the bottom of this deck is Saturn, which is truth. So right, truth is needing to, I guess, recognize the truth of something, right? The truth of there's a birth here, right? Or something about something that happened at birth. I don't think that it's well, at least because how I do my readings, right? I kind of have to reference myself in these, right? In order for us to really like have like some type of concrete message, so I'm not like it seems like I'm pulling it out my ass and like I'm getting just random reading or random messages from some source. But so when I first pulled these cards, or when I seen these cards, because at the bottom of the rest of the decks we have the conversion of Saul to Paul, right? And then at the back of that it says Paul writes the letters to correct what he saw as erroneous views and behaviors in the Corinthian church and the and answers some questions that have had about how Christians should behave. And then at the bottom of, like, right underneath that is Moses coming down from Mount Sinai. But as I get from this, it has, well, right there, the conversion, right? So there's a transformation literally right there. And then we have the stork here, which is the birth. I mean, it speaks of mother, but, you know, new beginnings or birth. The stork, right? And tick-tock, the clocks, the cuckoos, the birdies. We have page of swords. Their sword is down, so they're kind of... They're standing their ground. Oh, wow, I just realized her shoe has spikes on them. But there's a snake right there that she's ready to step on. So it's just like she's standing her ground, but she's also not putting up a fight. And you see the butterflies is there, so she's like peace. So she's like very calm. Ace of Pentacles. So it's definitely something about her finances. Not her, but like, you know, there's a feminine energy. So it could be, you know, somebody just working in their feminine energy. It doesn't mean I'm talking about a woman specifically. And then you also have divine soulmates. We come together for a purpose. You recognize me. Then underneath that is the chaser, fighting for the bond. Remember the connection. Stop abandoning me. Just want to love you. So, right. When I pulled these cards, right, or when Sexual Demon came out, I was kind of excited because, well, actually, this is not the first time it popped up. I actually pulled some cards before this, and this actually showed up. I was going to do a video on that, but I don't know, I was sitting on that energy for too long. But I did have photos, actually, of that reading. But did I send them over to this phone? Oh, wait, hold on. There's some things that I can't really show y'all. It's a little graphic, so I'm not sure. All right. Was it from this phone? It was. Okay. All right. I was on tablet. So I end up pulling... the Star from my Angel Tarot, Abundance. Then from the Occult, we have Knight of Swords. From the Black Moon, we have Pluto, which is death. There's that transformation again. We have the Star from the Erotic Fantasies, which I'm using again because that sex demon came up. And I didn't intentionally mean to do it with this reading that I'm about to go into here. But because I have these here, I also have my red cards and my orange cards. For those who don't know what the red cards are, those are the tarot or sexual magic. Those are the red cards that everybody talks about. And the orange cards for me are the Kama Sutra deck. I don't know if I've never really seen... Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm telling the truth. I've never seen a reader so far that hasn't used it, at least the Kama Sutra deck. But I've seen a few readers use the Tarot Sexual Magic. But, and then you also have Jonah cast forth by the whale. And then we have the Five of Fire from the Dreams of Gaia. That's just at the bottom of the deck. But this is what I pulled out all together with the Sexual Demons and the Getcha Sage, right? And then you see you have the Knight of Wands. You have, what is that? David punishing the Mennonites. And then you have, I think this is Thought or Peace or something like that. It's the Temperance number, but you see she's like rested. I don't really want to go too into this because I haven't really sat with this to even like go into it. But I just wanted to like, you know, let you know that you pulled out, and then I cleaned this up to shuffle again for this hoe to come back out. So I was just like, well, when a card comes out like that twice, it means that there's a message that needs to be said, because that's what happened with the South Node as well. When I pulled out from here before, the South Node card. Now, okay, let's just get into it. but but let's see what kind of other messages are before we get into it. Oh, that's too many. Oh well, there's the North Node card that I grabbed. And then what fell is air element. Oh, see, that's really too many cards that fell on the floor. But we have Libra that fell. We have Taurus that fell. And then we have Mercury as well that fell. I'm not taking all these. But there's Libra, Taurus, Mercury, air sign, air elements. So communicating, something about communicating with the mind. I have balance, I balance. Communicating, mind. Oh, wow. That's somebody's North Node, I guess. I didn't reshuffle, but that could have been a message right now. Somebody is, oh, well, that's the transformation, right? I have balance. I balance. And what was the other one? But again, oh, right. So it's funny how I mentioned South Node, and then as I was shuffling, the North Node fell out with those cards, but the North Node actually caught on me. So, So maybe somebody's finally stepping out of their South Node and into their North Node. Yep. And they're probably seeing the benefits in that. Jupiter returns. So also could be, and look, Mercury again at the bottom of the deck, mind. So it could be somebody, really thinking about it. There's go Taurus right under that. And there's the Earth element this time. But oh yeah, stability. So somebody's probably finally getting clarity, right, about their purpose and the benefits of stepping into their North Node, right? Because of the I have, and to the stability, which is the Earth element. That's the benefit, the stability. You step into your North Node, you realize the benefits of a lot of things that you've been struggling with your entire life, right? That's even like, okay, because like, so sexual demons here with this Jesus Christ comes in the flesh, or it looks like the birth, right? It looks like his birth. So maybe like from birth, right, there was a demon baby, right? So maybe, oh wow, so maybe there was a demon attached to a baby at birth, right? Because you have the devil here and sexual demon not stuck with the wrong spirit. You know what? This might be the story, right? Because I really do feel like there's like some weird story between my parents. Because like it's weird how like they didn't really stay together, and I feel like they only got together just to have me. And I've always tried to I've been trying to piece that, like, the reason on how they got together, like their purpose, like the North Node, right? Like, cause you know how like things happen for a reason and whatnot, and you just like, you want to know how your parents met, so therefore you can understand the reason on why, at least you'll have some type of inspiration on why you were born. But like, it seems like somebody was using somebody, and yeah. Because, my dad comes from a very religious family, and he also was raised in the South. So the fact that he and that still like has some, they haven't really, well, they've evolved, but it's a slow transition and evolution, or to how the North is compared to the South is different. At least how when my dad was growing up, because he grew up in South Carolina. But growing up, he basically his family worked on the plantations essentially. So no, they weren't slaves, but just down in the South they had plantations down here, so they were just worked at the damn plantation, unfortunately. So of course, being constantly reminded of a slave, he ended up eventually running away. Well, not running away, but I like to use that term anyway because it's the innuendo. He ran away from this. He ran out to south to go up north to end up meeting my mom, but then end up getting caught up whatever mess that happened because they got married just I guess for the sake of being married. Who wants to have a child out of wedlock? That's the gotcha part right there. So you end up getting married to somebody, and then you have a baby by them, and then that doesn't work out, and then now your life is all turned upside down. Dark Blue Dragon, Dark Blue Galactic Dragon helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of the Master Blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Right, and then we have Rose Pink Dragon prepares your heart to connect with the higher facets of cosmic heart. Open your heart to the open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Connect with the love of the universe. Okay. Yeah. And then at the bottom we have Black Dragon. So we got pink and black and blue. Look at that. Cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. There we go with that transformation again. And also too, I do have the Omega Dragon set up. Set up. It's not inside my deck because I have that with some other 2 cards that I'm using from different decks because I'm trying to manifest something, not invoke any spirit or anything, but I definitely want to use the energies that they present, to manifest something. But but it's funny because I was just the egg, the birth. That's why I mentioned that manifesting thing because the Omega Dragon, she has that egg in there, and she can really, help you with birthing something, creating something. That's why. And I didn't pick her out. She popped out because it was an idea that I was thinking about. So she was like, well, if you want to manifest something, here I go. I'm the perfect one. I'm the perfect dragon to connect with. And I also have the book too for these as well, the actual book. There's a guidebook in here, but there's an actual textbook as well that I have downloaded there. Same thing with the Anubis oracles. I guess we can just go into it, but it has everything to do with protection. Oh, but yeah. So I was born, right? So me being born, I wasn't really the most well-behaved child. I will say that. I was wild. And as I got older, I didn't realize how wild I was until you really kind of look back on things. And it's this motherfucker right here, right? This little sex demon. I just don't know, where it came from. But, I remember even at a very young age how I would do some things that a child shouldn't be doing. But I've never understood how I would even know to do those things. It's just something that happened, And then I've ended up doing some things, right? Well, like a child wouldn't do, but I've done those things to adults as well, putting them in compromising situations. So it's just yeah, we all got our demons that we are dealing with, is what I'm really trying to get at. So it's just I may come off as this very, I guess, I don't know, I may come off as uptight, very reserved, prudish a little bit. I don't really deal with the fuck shit too much because I understand how people can be. I don't mind being playful and stuff like that, but when a motherfucker can be Joe about that shit and you know how they really are, it's just no, missing with the bullshit. So you got to be a hard ass a lot of times just so you don't have people fucking with you like that, right? But Need to Know by Doja Cat is playing. I guess we go into it. Here's the magnifying glass, something to need to dig deeper in, and there's the star, something about healing. So, yeah, wow. So so we gotta go a little bit deeper, right? So if we're on that conversation, right, about this, I remember just recently, I think the last time my dad actually came up, it was weird. I'm still not really on a cordial. Well, I keep it cordial with my parents, but I'm not really. I don't. I'm not really that close with them for me to be calling them and stuff like that. But I was thinking. Well, he came up and he was explaining to me that one time when we lived in Virginia, he was dating this one girl who had two sons, and it made me think about, because I for for me, right, because I'm looking back at how can a child misbehave in the way that misbehave sexually in that way. And I was thinking that, well, maybe I probably was molested, right? So when he tells me of the story about this girl that he was talking to and her two boys who were older than me at the time, I'm thinking that maybe they probably, done something to me, right? And then that's what kind of triggered everything for me to act the way I act and I do certain things that I do. And that's probably why I end up having an attraction to men, because, it's just something that, like, at a very young age, I was always attracted to. It always seemed natural to me to be attracted to men. It was never something I at least I thought, it was never really displayed, any type of man on man action. At least not to my awareness. When you're at a young age, you're still developing everything, right? So you're still learning, right? You're still, hey, right? Page of storage. You're still learning at a very young age about everything. But then, of course, once you get older, you start to identify yourself and you start to accept things for what it really is. It's like, all right, well, this is something I can't change. Like, because this also goes within my sexuality as well, right? Because you find out, yeah, you're attracted to men, but you're also growing up in a religious family somewhat. Because, my dad moved up north, but I lived with my mom. So we kind of was like raised Christian. Like, I was baptized and everything. Church was around the corner from where we stayed at, but like we went there as a group, like in the childhood stages, but as I got older, it's just like we kind of fell off. So it's just like we were religious just to be religious, I guess, to make it seem like something. That's what I'm saying. It's like something going on, right? But with the conversion here, right? The conversion to Saul to Paul, I know there's this whole story about this, right? But I'm just going by this right here. And from the picture, because clearly it looks like, he's been through some shit, and then now it's just like God has called upon you to let you know that, like, yeah, you done some shit. I seen some shit. I know you're going through some shit, but now it's time, right? Now it's time to come through and show up for the people, right? That also could be it. There also could be a reuniting of some lovers. It says the Shulamite woman was reunited with her shepherd lover. Right? As the lone black sheeps, one of y'all, right? One of y'all could be getting in contact with a divine soulmate, right? We come together for a purpose. You recognize me, the chaser, but somebody's been running from this connection now. From my personal experience, I don't think I've really explained too much, but the Leo that I've been reconnecting with is somebody that's been on the run from this connection for a while, and now he's like not really he's really trying to at least work out our friendship, but I still don't really trust it, considering just the last conversation we had was like an agreement. He wanted to hang out, but he wanted to work all day too. Because he make it seem like, oh, well, they got me busy working all day. All right, that's fine. I'm not going to press you. I'm not going to stay around. You do you while I go do me, right? So then he tries to pull the, oh, well, I need a shower. Okay, well, work, right? Go get your money, and then go get yourself a hotel. Once you get yourself a hotel, call me. He didn't want to do that. He, I don't know. I just something's, you know, I guess some events got to happen. But again, stars here, that usually is indicative of healing. So, and that's funny how I mentioned the star in that other video. Somebody texting me? Oh, that's just promotions for health stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. Get your health together as well. Um, but yeah, I just want to mention that, and also too, that could be a reason why. Like, oh, and as I got older, right? You, as we get older, we go through our adolescence, so we go through puberty and stuff like that, and of course, my attraction for men grew stronger. I didn't really act too much on it until I graduated high school, but I will say that in my high school, like it was middle school, right? So it was like eighth grade to ninth grade. Yeah, so I was finishing eighth grade to become no, I'm lying. I'm lying. I was already a freshman in high school. This was Jersey, that's why I'm thrown off right now. Because I've been to so many schools, I can't keep up. But I went to school in Jersey freshman year, and I knew because I was moving that year, I wanted to, I guess, lose my virginity, right? And I ended up doing that with a senior, and then I ended up doing it with somebody else who was going to be a freshman that following year, right? So, and it was like, and it wasn't, well, and that was crazy too, because I didn't even expect that to happen. So the first time, right, with the senior, well, that was different because he was bisexual. He was already kind of like, well, he was out somewhat being bi. So that was already like, I was planning on you. I was plotting on you. So that's how that happened. And even with the second one, I was planning and plotting, but I didn't think that one was going to happen because I also had the help of a girlfriend to finesse that for me. So how you get a girl to get a guy for you that's not even, right? Because he was curious, right? Because when I invited him over, they ended up leaving. You know, we talked for a minute and then we got to it. For some reason, I naturally, received. But after that, though, he wanted to receive. So it was just, an equal give and take from there. But then that was the end of that. I don't think we actually, gone all the way through. Because I was nervous. It was in my dad's house. So, yeah. But that was the end of that. But I ended up moving, and that was my interaction with men until literally I graduated high school. I was on social media, like dating apps and stuff like that, but I really, again, I was too nervous to meet up with anybody at that moment. Just, because my mom was a cop, and then we also watched, the ID channel and all that a lot, so, yeah, I kind of scared myself a lot when I used to, talk to people online. But once I got my job at the airport, that's when things started to turn around for me. Because I'm grown now. Shit, I can kind of do what I want. And so I started putting myself out there more. That's when I really become more sexual and stuff like that, and realizing how, my attraction and the things that I do like sexually and stuff like that. But you also find out about the other demons and that's out there as well. So, you learn a lot as well, but that's also about how I basically am explaining myself as being a reader, you got to practice what you preach. So it's just you got to go through certain things in order for you to talk about it. Otherwise, how can you really be a proper teacher? Because when people start to come to you about certain stories, saying there are similar stories, you need to be able to help them, heal them, right? Star card. So this is something that's been set up since birth. Crazy enough as this sounds, but I guess um, we can go into the cards then. How long have we been in? I gotta find the app. Um, Stream manager. 35 minutes in. Wow. All right. Well. Well. There's a tower. Oh shit! Queen of Cups and oh wow, Hierophant. So you have the Tower, or is this Judgment? No, that's the Tower. So something's about to come crumbling down, and you see there's a woman and a child, and her two kids, and he holding a sword, and the child is holding a sieve with the wheat, but then there's the man that's burnt up. Oh wow. Oh wow. Something about, but why? Oh wow. And that's crazy because there's a woman here, right? She's pregnant. She got two kids already. And then here's the Queen of Cups. Usually the woman that's the more capable one to have the babies out of the all the queens, right? Not saying that they're not none of them are capable, but like when it comes to the queen, when it comes to the queens, the Queen of Cups is usually the they think that they usually that's the mother. They say the Queen of Cups is the mother, or the Queen of Pentacles is the grandma. I guess the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands would be the aunties. um, but that would make sense though, right? The fire in the air. And then this Hierophant here. Well, we know about the Hierophant. He's a religious leader. He's the preacher, right? He's the teacher. He's the one that goes by the books of things. So, oh, sugar honey iced tea, right? Well, there's the Tower, right? Because I was talking about my parents, right? Scorpio, well, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, right? My parents are Scorpios. Hierophant, right? My dad comes from a religious family, very traditional. And as you can see, there's a couple there, and then the Mars and Venus symbols. But this Tower here with this Queen of Cups and a Hierophant, there's something that's about to be blown up in this Queen of Cups face. Probably about some type of religious union. Five of Cups is despair. Is that the Sun? Yep, and there's the High Priest. Wow. I'm probably being dramatic right there when I did that, but it's just like the High Priestess and the Hierophant though. I just feel like somebody. Oh, wow. If this is the Sun, that's crazy, right? Because we were saying something about birth. Oh, I don't have the John's, right? So it has everything. Okay. everything to do with. So she's sad about what's about to happen. And I didn't say something about to get thrown in her face, right? With the cups. So it's going to make her sad. Or something happened already that's making her sad. Something happened and she's sad about it. So the tower hit. It has everything to do with the masculine. Because I mean, he's the one that's on fire, and in the flames and the smoke, you see the image of a man. Meanwhile, the kids are there to defend and protect her. That's why she's so sad. Well, what this got to do with? Queen of Cups and the Sun. Queen of Cups and the Sun. That's enlightenment. Getting clarity. That's intuition as well with the Queen of Cups and the Sun there. But then you also have the High Priestess is double confirmation for intuition. Or maybe somebody's right. Or maybe it don't even mean like, maybe the end. It don't even mean that he's dead, right? But it just means like a divorce. Well, there's no justice here, right? But the Hierophant is there who marries people. So. Or maybe she's hurt about a tower moment. So then now she's about to come in with some enlightenment to then come forth. High Priestess, Hierophant. Maybe I need to clarify more. Because like, standing their ground, recognizing, oh, the conversion, right? Endings and beginnings. So, okay, so this has to be two separate situations, right? So this is somebody probably getting out of a divorce. She looks like she's a drinker. Or she's just like very relaxed. She's comfortable. She's enjoying herself. She's sitting on her phone, minding her business. But, oh, wow. Right. Tower moment, Queen of Cups. So somebody could have been drinking, right, in their emotions, and then that's like, I'm getting like so many things, not so many things, but I'm just like, I'm trying to interpret this the right way. Because it's like somebody's sad, but then here's the enlightenment, and then High Priestess. I guess it's like a transformation. Like this is the conversion. Like something happened. Oh wait, right? So like maybe somebody thought that they died, and then they're drinking, and then next thing you know, it's like, I've been hiding to become this, right? And it's just like, oh, I've been sad, and it's like surprise, because this looks like exposure, right? Enlightenment, the sun, so something's being exposed. Something's coming to the light. High Priestess, she feels what she knows. And the Hierophant is to bring union. I just feel like this could be somebody's dad though, right? I pulled the wrong cards, but I mean, these were the first ones that came out, so we'll pull them in. Only reason why the sex demon, The only reason I'm pulling these cards, oh, yeah, because the sexual demons is here. So I want to use the erotic fantasy, the Karma Sutra deck, and the tarot sexual magic. But I guess I'll pull one. So we're looking at Justice right here, also with the Six of Wands. Oh, there's Justice right there. I was like, where there's no justice, well, here's justice as I split the deck. And the Six of Wands, which is forward movement and victory. Forward victory and movement. I don't know, something like this sorts. Something of the sorts. Also, Spark is playing by Hilary Duff. So maybe that could be a thing, right? This is whatever something sparked is like having. Somebody's going to be sad, but they're going to be enlightened by the situation now. High Priestess, double confirmation. So maybe somebody found out about a connection. That's it. Oh, wow. Oh. That's the Hierophant and the High Priestess once again. What's underneath that? Ace of Cups. Yeah, come on now. That's a love offer. 13 of Wands. I want to say is the King. No, the Queen. Is it the Queen? Because if we got 10 of Wands, then the 11 would be the Page. The 12 would be the Knight. 13 would be the Queen. Yep, Queen of Wands. She's a very confident woman. Chariot. That's definitely taking action in her emotions. 13 of Pentacles. Up. Queen of Pentacles. Up. Two of Swords. The moon. No, the stars. So it's this Hierophant, right? This is this Tower moment. There's also... Oh, wow. You know what's so crazy? I pulled these cards a few days ago and I had them sit. And there was just a situation that literally happened earlier today, right? I was talking to somebody, like on the phone, because he was drinking, right? He was drinking. He was in his feels, but he was just like trying to make the best of the situation, right? So because he was on live, then he got off and he called me. And then that's when we started talking, this, that, and the third. Then he started to go to the room and be around his girl. They've been having problems since they moved. Well, I mean, they've been on and off, but it's like since they moved, they were supposed to have this brand new beginning, right? This brand new beginning, but since she's been down there, it hasn't really hit her to the adjustments. So she's still kind of in the low vibing energy. I think she's the one that's still attached to the material world, while he's trying to, well, they both kind of are, he's the Capricorn, really, like the double. I don't know her sign, but then he's like drunk, not drunk because he can really, like, I don't know, he can really drink. So like, I don't know, it's something about that Spanish blood, because he got Spanish blood. He looks black, but he's either Spanish, like Dominican or Puerto Rican, or he's like biracial. But he can drink and he can still hold a conversation. But he was drunk. He ended up going into the room, still on the phone with me, but he's like trying to talk to her. But then she gets attitude. And like, I be trying to not to stay on the phone. Like once I hear couples start to, I hang up. But I stayed on because I'm like, or maybe he's drunk, so I was just like, maybe he just like fucking with her, usually. But like, she seemed like she was like really, really pissed off. They argued, and then I guess at one point she put her hands on him, and then that's when I hung up. So he ended up calling me back. Everything is, he's fine, but I mean, from when I seen him though, he looked like he was crying, so he had a moment. I think he's about to kick her out or something like that, but I hope they work it out. But it all depends on like if this is necessary or not. This all could be tied to that. I don't want to jinx it, but I do want people to work things out. I hate to be. I don't understand why. That's probably what it is, cause I come off very pure, innocent, right? But we are all not perfect, right? Just explain to y'all. Well, did I? I do have a little a sex demon that I'm dealing with, right? I don't really have much of an addiction. I mean, I smoke, but I've transitioned, but I still feel like that's gonna fuck me up even more because the oil pens I feel like are more harmful than if I would have had my blunt and my weed, right? The how you try to be healthy, but yet you end up making yourself worse. However, right? So, I want them to work it out, but with this chariot here and this Queen of Pentacles, it's like he's right. This is the Hierophant, Ace of Cups. Queen of Wands could be him, her, right? But he's leaving, taking action to go to a Queen of Pentacles. Or at least making a decision to heal with that Queen of Pentacles. 11 of Wands. That's the Page, right? The Page of Wands. So that would be the spark of Hangman. I don't need to go any further from that. But yeah, so it's most likely, right, a tower moment. Somebody found out about something. So she's sad about her masculine, right? So she's sad that she's about to be on her own with these kids. That's what's making her sad. Because he's connecting, right? Intuitively. Because the High Priestess here, she feels what she knows. But you got two people in this clarifying. So there's a connection here intuitively that somebody feels. And that's the tower moment. Right? So Queen of Cups, the Sun. So somebody is more laid back in their emotions now. Oh, right. So the tower could bring, right? The tower. Oh, wow. Now I'm looking at it now. The High Priestess is the one that brought in this damn tower. And that's why this Five of Cups is here. Ciao. And again, it's not... And remember, we've seen the Queen of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. So, I mean, it wasn't in reverse. But if the Chariot is there to the Queen of Pentacles, that Queen of Wands isn't as confident as she's supposed to be. And that's where that fire comes in at. Because remember, when I explained it to you, he's the one that's drinking and she's the one that's really upset right now. So this is probably her and this is really probably him. Because he is drinking and he's really trying to be happy about what is happening right now. And they were supposed to have this brand new beginning, but it just seems like there's no avail. And Queen of Cups once again. I'm gonna pull another one up, and I'm looking at the Empress and the Lovers. That's the Lovers and that's the Empress. So yeah, there's a connection there. He feels for somebody. And that's what he's looking for. That's why he's in his Queen of Cups energy, not even the King of Cups, because the King of Cups wouldn't be really emotional. He'll just be knocking him back and not giving a fuck about anything. Literally. Just dry as shit. Just drunk and dry as shit. He would have been, if he was in his King of Cups energy, he would have got drunk and probably would have sat right next to her and probably called her all kinds of bitches and hoes and shit like that. I mean, he did kind of call her out her name, but that's only because she started calling him out her name, out of his name. So it's just it's that tit for tat, And he likes aggressive women too, so that's probably why this Queen of Cups is double confirming and how emotional he is and how much he really, really, really wants that TLC, And he says that before, all I really just want is love and affection. And he says that to her too, but it's just, and she's been through so much as well. But we all go through our things, right? We all got our own demons to deal with. So it's just don't let that stop you from your happiness, right? Your son, your all to be all. The thing that makes you happy. How can you sabotage that? Only if you're insecure. You know, they've been together for a couple years now. Still, you know, that's time, man. Regardless if it was a year, 3 years, 5 years, you know, that's still time that you put into somebody. That's time invested, you know. That's still called karmic cycle. For better or for worse, right? IX. I'm stumped. Because I feel like that's the 9. If that's the 9, that would be the hermit, right? But if this is the hermit, that's going to be funny because I'm picking up the book to try to get a deeper dive into this for better understanding. Got to go within the book. Got to go within the book. IX. Oh yeah, that was the hermit. It says wisdom. But yeah, so you got Wheel of Fortune and wisdom, or Wheel of Fortune. You have your karmic cycles, your endings and your beginnings, right? But that's like the death though. So you have the death. Death comes in to really like end it and start anew. The wheel is what you get from that ending, right? To start the new. It's like what is going to be presented to you. What are you about to get? How your journey or this point in your life is about to take place. You know, because of the cycle. What have you been doing? You know. Since then. Queen of Pentacles. Oh no, that's the King of Pentacles. 14. So you got oh wow. You got the Queen and the King of Pentacles. You got the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. And Judgment. So it's not judgment. I mean, it's not justice, but here's judgment here now. You got the Hierophant and the High Priestess. And then you also have Divine Soulmate Union, right? It says, we come together for a purpose. You recognize me. So, somebody, right? Didn't I say stand in a ground? They tired of the snakes, right? You see, you got the platform shoe on. They ready to stomp on some hoes. But and then you got the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, I didn't mean to grab that. And the 4 of Wands. There's your union right there. Ace of Pentacles and 4 of Wands. Somebody standing their ground to offer something to a connection. To a union, at least, right? There's that taking action. Knight of Wands. That's a passionate action now. Also, right, after that altercation, remember, he called me. They're apparently going to be going their separate ways. But everybody does that. You know, they always say that. You know, you break up the makeup, right? Here's the World. The World card, right? That's the beginning. This is literally like your start. You can have anything. You can go anywhere you would like to go. This is the beginning. This is the new beginning that you're running into. Oh wait, but now I'm looking at it, right? So maybe this is the feminine, right? Standing her ground, right? So, cause when I talk to him too, he vents to her. He vents to me about her, right? And I get that. So when he talks to me about her, I also keep in mind that she's not present to really defend herself. So I have to do the best that I can to at least think about certain things just from like what would be going in a woman's mind for her to behave in a certain way. Now, obviously, I can't really imagine being a woman, but I've been around women so fucking much that like you can kind of get an idea at the very least. And then when you're speaking to a man at that, it's just like he needs to have some type of idea that like another woman's not a, from a woman's perspective on the situation. So right, coming from the woman's perspective, this is her probably standing her ground about maybe her finances. Because from what I was told, she really sacrifices a lot for him to be better and stuff like that, and not really paying too much attention for her on herself. So this is probably, again, also Pentacles I look at as not only finances, but actual like the self-worth. It's not just what your pockets are worth, but how are you worth? How do you see yourself? So maybe she's finally like standing up for herself about her finances that she doesn't have for this connection, for this union. So maybe she's like, or maybe that's how they both were, right? They both didn't have enough, so they both decided to move to start a new beginning. But since they've been down there, right, it's been nothing but heartbreak. And now he's ready to walk away, or somebody's ready to walk away. There's a feminine there, but like we said, there's a drinker here. Queen of Cups, double confirmation. So somebody's in their feminine energy. And that could be the masculine, if I've already heard her, right, and I've seen how she's acting, right. She's more of the aggressor. Clearly, he likes that shit in some way, shape, or form. That's why he deals with her. So y'all also could be dealing with somebody the same way. Like y'all may be in the same situation like that. You maybe are like supposed to be like the provider, right? The head honcho, the leader, right? The man, the masculine, and then but the person that you're attracted to is the aggressor though, and that's what conflicts things a little bit. It's like, how do you like aggressive women? I mean, that's not a bad thing, but like if you know that's the type of woman that you like, that you know for a fact that there has to be some type of submission. But then maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's submitted too much, and that she's been like manipulating the situation a lot. Right? Women. Because the things that I'm kind of finding out about, maybe like just the certain things that, like, I don't know. My mom's not no saint. She definitely ain't no saint, but they'll definitely do the best that they can to make your mom look like a saint though, even though she ain't. And they want to tell you that your mom is batshit crazy, but how can you tell your child that? This is like a whole separate thing. I'm not even talking about them no more. This is my situation, just about my family, right? So it's like, how do you even explain that to your son, that your mom is batshit crazy, without it causing problems and conflicts? Even though like there are already problems and conflicts as it is, but it's like, you think telling the truth would really resolve everything? Apparently, from my dad's eyes, no. But in my eyes, fuck yeah. You see this judgment here? And the king of swords, right underneath that. Come on now, when you got the judgment, and this is not the first time I pulled cards out, and the judgment and the king of swords popped out. I really look at that as something serious. Like something is really about to get cut out. Like something's about to end. Like somebody's really about to make a judgment call on some shit. Mercury is out here too. So, and that's why the tower is there. So somebody's really doing some thinking. Somebody's in their mind, but it's 12 of Wands. That is the Knight, right? If the 13 is the Queen, then the 12 is the Knight. So yeah, there's that action again, that passionate action. I guess he was driving. He was in the car. I don't know where he was heading to, but well, he said he was headed to the airport. So I don't know if he was taking her to the airport or if he's about to go to the airport. But like, I don't know. Shit is it's just all over the place. Not all over the place. I don't know. But I just feel like also too, right, with this, that's funny, right? Because it's just like this may not be like I'm not. All right. So I'm taking that Capricorn and his partner out of the equation, right? And I'm just saying in general, right? Because I'm like, the sex demon is still out here. Sexual demons, right? Eight of Cups and Ten of Wands. Walking away from burdens. But it's also resistance. When the Eight of Cups and the red cards, that's a resistance. The masculine is like forwards to the feminine, and the feminine is like more pull back. And then the Ten of Wands, you see, it's just like now they doing it. So that could be a situation. There's been some pullback, and then oh wow, Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So there's that. There's the passion, but then there's the stability, the actual concrete, like the physicality of it. It's not just sex, but there's also abundance that comes with that. You know, that 10 and 10. But another thing too is that I don't really be talking to these dudes, right? I don't flirt with them. I just have conversations with them. But I've explained before in one of those videos, right? Energy. It's the energy that I get when I'm around dudes that I can't control. So like I be feeling certain things, and I can't be like, well, I mean, can you really? You can't control how you feel about a person. So it's just like, again, like, I don't talk to him, but the intentions of being in a relationship with him, right? But when I talk to him, I get his energy, not like I'm trying to steal his energy, but like I feel it. You know, I feel what he goes through, and like it starts to get to me, and then I get aroused a little bit. I'm like, well, I should be feeling this way, cause right. There was a moment, and he ended up mentioning this, and it kind of threw it in her face too. And I hate when niggas do that. Don't put me in the middle of your shit, because now it's gonna make it seem like something else is going on between me and you, and it's not. Or maybe, who the fuck knows at this point? It's just like I just feel like if anything happens, it's because both parties agreed upon it, and it was not out of spite. Like I didn't try to do this. I'm not rushing into a relationship. We might end up having some type of connection, but again, like there's also about boundaries as well. That's what I'm saying. And this is a sexual demon that I'm dealing with, so I need to go within myself, handle her, right? So therefore, I'm not out here really being a whole succubus, incubus, Jezebel. You know, being the one that's slept on wrongly, right? Ten of Wands. But again, that's somebody trying to jump the bones, though. Because also on, I have two profiles on IG, right? So one of them is the Sacred Black Sheep, and then the other one is my private personal account, which is the Deviant. And on there, I kind of, that's my dark side, right? So over there, and that's why it's locked. I express myself more freely over there with my sexuality. I try to express myself through art in some way, shape, or form. So what I'll do is, I follow a lot of people on Instagram. I mean, on Instagram and Twitter, on social medias like that, right? And what I'll do is I'll take their pictures. More so, it's like the porn stars and stuff like that, the OnlyFans people that really are already exposing themselves out there. So I kind of take their pictures and I turn them into paintings, and then I have them displayed up on my IG and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's what I do instead of like trying to be out here, you know, doing the do with everybody. Sex is good, but it's not. It can be, yeah. It's temptation. Sex is sin. Believe it or not, sex is sin. The fact that the way you can feel about it, the way it gets you, like, and that's why, right, the power within the sex, right. King of Wands, not the magician, but that's close enough as we're describing this. It's just because like it's yeah, because when you indulge into it too much, that's when you start to get sexual transmitted diseases, right? And when you don't take care of those diseases, that's when you really start to like, yeah, your body starts to go all types of changes and phases and stuff like that. The wrong transformations, that's the transformations we don't want, right? Oh, there's the Lovers and the Four of Wands. Six of Swords, move on to calmer waters. So this the one, the Hermit. High Priestess and the Hermit here, ciao. Queen of Cups and the Four of Wands. Up. And now as we Tamed Impala is playing, the less I know the better, right? King of Pentacles and the Lovers. Yep. See how you don't want to get involved and you end up getting involved, but yet the arrow is pointing to the one that doesn't want to get involved. And that's crazy because I was just looking at another fucking deck, right? Doing a whole nother reading, and it was over on my bed. I ended up using the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian tarot with the Kabbalistic tarot and the Hermetic deck, right? And one of those readings from the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian tarot, the Lovers came out, and it had that with the Cupid or whatever shooting the arrow at the one that matched him, because you had a masculine here. He was like a pharaoh or whatever, dressed up, and the woman over here was dressed similar to him, and then I think the other woman was naked or something like that. But the arrow was pointing over here to the person that really supposed to be matched with him. But as you can see, right, Hierophant, High Priestess, he's probably a traditional man. You're probably more spiritual. And that's where the opposites attract at. So there's a new beginning there's an ending of something, right, with that tower here, but there's also a new beginning with this stork. There's a birth of something. But it's just needing to dive deeper into the situation, right? Or we've already kind of dived deep into it. But for some people, right, for the rest of you, whoever is watching this, I would recommend, right, you have your own cards. Don't buy none if you don't have them, because you definitely don't want to go down a rabbit hole with that. But if you already have your own, right, pull your cards out and see how they would align with what I'm saying to you. Don't go by if my cards are going to match up with yours. Go by if the cards are how the cards correspond with my voice or with any breezer's voice. I'm clairvoyant. I am clairaudient. I mean, we all have the ability to be clairaudient. You just gotta really sit and focus and meditate and understand, gifts and abilities and stuff like that. But when I watch certain things, and I certain things will stand out to me by my hearing. But when I pull out my cards, that's when it helps me a little bit better. So that could be the case as well. But what's so funny about this hermit? This is literally the current situation. Right? I'm literally like doing a reading right now in my room, analyzing a situation of a couple, right? But I always look at this card, it's just like you sit here analyzing what's going on, but you could be out there as well. It's also about baby steps. But back to the oracles, right? So again, life's purpose. North Node, somebody standing into their life purpose. That Hierophant, right? King of Pentacles. That's just the stability, right? He is the foundation. Right? Dark blue galactic dragon helps you listen to the voice of the universe. See, so that's literally the world working with you. I think we showed you the world, right? So because, right, they end up taking that leap of faith and making that big decision for it to still not work out, but the masculine is taking action to make change, and the universe, right, the dragon is working with you. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. You have a plan. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service, right? Higher service. Hierophant. Now, nobody's saying that you got to go and be an actual preacher or whatever, but, however, whatever you're doing is going to be by the books, though, with this foundation. Whatever it is that you're going to be building and growing. Jupiter returns. Oh, wow. So somebody is coming back with benefits. Also, Sledgehammer is playing by Peter Gabriel. Yes, that's two first names, like Saul Paul, right? But benefits and so it says prepare your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart to warm-hearted love and diamond light. Connect with the love of the universe. So look, the universe is working with the masculine here, and then the universe is working with the feminines to open up their heart. Right? Because some people are more focused on their stability, which is understandable. But if you want to come into a union, sugar, honey, iced tea. If you want to come into union, right, you gotta open your heart. Also, too, it's healing, but somebody's following the North Star. Their North Star, their North Node, right? They're definitely, that's divine guidance. The North Star is leading you into your North Node. How about that? So they maybe are an Aquarius rising, or the Aquarius North Node. That's, ooh, right? The star as a North Node. Can we read that? That's a book that I have to find that I don't have. Wow. On me at the moment. Well, I gotta do some digging, but I'm not about to. I'm gonna do one more oracle, and this is gonna top it off and end it, because I'm gonna read from it, because that's there's a healing message or affirmation or some of the whatchamacallit stuffs like that. There's a healing process. There we go. That's what I was trying to get at. Also, too, there's been moments where I was like kind of hesitant and I was stopping because like outside my window, I get sidetracked it and I like the people watch. But I'd be also trying to check out the masculines in this neighborhood, and I don't know. It's like sometimes I be feel like they be catching my attention, but then I don't know. That's why you gotta make sure you don't end up dealing with that, right? Don't want to get caught up in those sexual demons, you know. But also, you want to have fun, but you don't want to have too much fun. So it's just like you got to think about that as well. Actually, you want to have too much fun, but you just don't want to have it with the wrong fucking people. Put it like that. Like, why should that ever be like that? Like, if I'm with people who I trust, and I call my loved ones or my friends and stuff like that, why is it that if I'm having too much fucking fun, that it's a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. And we don't need to make it a problem. What is already with you? Releasing allegiances. Shock of the news at the top of the deck. The reason why I pulled that, because that stood out. I was trying to see if one would actually fall out. Because like when I was shuffling, it stood up like this, so that's why I pulled it. But so I'm only going to read one of them. Not that my watch thinking I'm washing my hands. New birth, guarded, vigilante. And then as we split the deck, we have, we have release the hold of darkness, be at cause, and inner trust. So I think I might put release the hold of darkness and be at cause would be the perfect one. Because that's also, right, a cross watcher as well. It's like, release those wounds. We get that your heart hurt, right? And even with the guarded vigilante, right? New birth. There's a whole brand new beginning for you. There's no need, no reason for you to even try to still be stuck in the past. Like, and that's what I'm saying, release the hold of the darkness and be at cause. It's like let go of control, but let go of toxicity, insecurities, addictions, whatever kind of demons that you're dealing with, let that all go. This is a whole brand new beginning, literally. There was a judgment, is it right? Literally. Making a judgment call. And I told you that King of Swords was right behind it. To really, the King of Swords is a strategist. He strategizes. He's the general, right? He's the one that makes the plans. He's right. So it's just like, if this person is making those decisions, then the cross watcher should be doing the same way. You want to be able to move on. Oh wow, look at that. Here's the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Swords, and the King of Wands, and the Nine of Wands, right? And the Ten of Pentacles. So someone matches him confidently. Somebody matches, there's a King and Queen of Wands. They match each other. Meanwhile, there's a Queen of Swords there who's like a little covered up, who's still got her eyes on somebody else, potentially. Right? There's a Nine of Wands here. Somebody's wounded. That somebody also needs some TLC. Right? Ten of Pentacles and a Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is being sneaky, trying to get away with something. But, oh wow, 7 of 7. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. It's trying to be sneaky. being sneaky trying to get away with something. But here it's just like maybe, right? I performance anxiety or not in the mood. It's just something fell short. And then with the seven of pentacles, right? So he tried it with somebody, it didn't work out. Now he's about to try it with somebody else, and he's gonna enjoy himself. Ooh, yikes! With that not there. Mm, 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 mm. Ten of Swords. Somebody's gonna be betrayed. But I was watching a reading, right, and there was somebody saying that if you fear that you've lost it, it is already gone. Or if you let the feeling of fear, like, get into you, then it's already, then you already lost it, or something like that. But what is already with you, right? That's the thing. Like, there should be no reason, in no way, shape, or form should there be any type of resistance to what it is that is already with you, right? Is a whole brand new beginning. So what is the issue? It's the insecurities within someone, right? And that's probably where we need to go and go in and really examine, right? It's what else is there? Because somebody has a sex demon, but somebody has insecurities. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the right, the performance. Oh, because the also I was looking at that as the was that the Seven of Swords, right? I look at that as also too performance anxiety. Like somebody wanting to do it, but then like, no, I don't want to do it, and then like, well, damn, like now you do, like I'm just like I'm here now, all stuck. And it's just like, well, oh well, like you do it, take care of yourself. I was gonna read one, but I don't even know which one to read. Maybe the New Birth in Guarded Vigilante. And yeah, exactly. I feel like that's the one that's needed. When it says that Guarded Vigilante. That's 24. Look the fuck at that. 24 once again. 23. We said something about 24. I think that was one of the runes, right? And here we go. And then we got 26 right here. That's 25. Here's 24. All right, it says New Birth Guarded Vigilante. This is about to be a mouthful, so. It says every creative process and every birth and every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability, right? This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the foil learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Also, as as I'm reading, I have my music playing, and it's what is that? Strange Love by what is that? Depeche Mode, and I talk about that song a lot. Well, I've talked about it a few times because one of the phrases is, I give in to sin because I like to practice what I preach, right? I just like how this is like all coming into fruition, right? Now, mind you, this is a created playlist, but there's a lot of songs on here that I have shuffled, and my tablet has been right here, and I haven't touched it, and my headphones is connected to my phone so y'all can hear me a lot better and not the music. But back into this. Within you, perhaps, even below the level of your conscious awareness, there's a fresh new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness because it is going to hold special purpose for your life path, right? Life path, life purpose, same difference, right? It might be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, or a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. This is most significantly so if you have also drawn the oracle of defend to the end the worthwhile, that would have been another good one too. But that's only if you know if the two that's only if both of them really feel that way, like if it's a death do us apart type of situation, you know, they both have to feel that. That's the soulmate connection. They both have to come together for a purpose. You recognize me, right? Divine soulmates. That's the only way the defend to the end the worthwhile would have been perfect for the situation for both of them to come together, right? But hmm, you know, but this is all again not permanent, right? This is all just speculation. Actually, no, this is all just energy, for real, for real. So anything that I've read has already happened. I don't think I've read anything that can predict anything forward, other than maybe the taking an action to somebody, right? But that's the process of happening now. Like he's explaining that they're I'm looking at they're separated. They ain't broken out. They're separated right now. So they are apart for the moment, but you know how couples get. They be back together for probably 24 hours and some shit. But I'm not gonna dismiss that because he is going through a lot of transformations. That's why he moved out of where I am at right now, because this city ain't nothing but trouble. It ain't nothing but darkness. It's all going down slowly, you know. The powers that be are building colleges and destroying public schools. So it's just like, is there really much progression here? This is about to be a place for tourists and college students. Ain't no gonna be no real neighborhoods living here other than the people, you know, the majorities. But but yeah, but he moved down there to have a new beginning. So it's just if he's making those changes, he might be dead serious about what actually walking away from her. They've got time with each other, but you know, and it's not even about. There's some other things about her that could make him want to stay, but it's not about that. It's really about the love and compassion that he really has for her. But if she's not feeling that same way for her, and it's not even like he's doing anything for her to make her for her not to be that way, it's just that you ever just go through some shit and you're always going through some shit and you're constantly going through some shit and you just seem like you're just always forever going to be in some shit. I think that's how it is with her. I just think that she's just been going through some shit for a very long time now, that she just thinks that when good things happen, they don't last. It's too good to be true, so it's just like, I sabotage it now. Not intentionally. I don't think that'd be in her mind. Like, I'm about to fuck this up because I don't deserve it. But you know, when you got your demons that you're dealing with, they get inside your head. And then they take control. And that's when you start to act out impulsively. Doing things that you really don't mean. In some way, shape, or form. You mean it, but you don't mean it. You want to say what's off your chest, but you want to say it that's going to make an impact. But because you're acting off of impulse, right? You really say everything that's on your mind, including the very hurtful things. So, and then, you know, things go left. But if you feel drawn to do so, you may read the guidance for that card. Oh man. Oh, I'm not. Drawing either or both of these cards alerts you to the fact that the idea you're currently nurturing, or soon will, is of great importance to your life path. Pay appropriate respect to the message of those cards, and you will reap great spiritual benefits Jupiter return benefits, right? And emotional well being. If you have also drawn the oracle, she feels she knows, which is a high priestess, right? We have her down here twice, so she's out here. Or feel intuitively guided to read the message for that card also, then the importance will be far reaching and long term in its influence. You must pay attention to the new life emerging for you now, or that you will soon sense. You must not be careless and think it doesn't matter. Exactly. It matters greatly. Being careless now is akin to killing off the idea before it has to grow strong enough to withstand the criticism, jealousy, or sabotage by dark consciousness and others or yourself. Didn't I just say that? How I was just watching a reader and how she was just saying that if you fear that you've lost it, then it's already gone. It's that type of mentality, right? Um, we don't have to be frightened we don't have to be frightened of destructive energy. It exists in nature and in us and is a part of life. We do, however, need to be intelligent to its potential power and stay centered in our hearts. Look at how these cards are coming about, right? And in our wisdom. Didn't I say that too? The wisdom was in this card. So you got the heart and the wisdom here. Look at that. You got the benefits, the heart. All look. Do you need all three of these fuckers came up in this one card. I ain't mean to call them fuckers, but you know, I like to talk like that. Let's see. Some may love. Oh wait. Because I think I skipped a whole bunch. You will not always need to cloak with which is young. Soon enough, it will be able to stand up for itself. But for now, your vigilance and care is most certainly required. Hug your ideas to yourself as though they were a new lover you cannot bear to share with another. In time, the world will be the lover receiving the love in your idea. For now, it is for you to love, for you to hold, and for you to observe. Hermit. Why do I do that? Only allow those proven to be trustworthy to support you in this. Those who can handle the frequency or vibration of what you are seeking to nurture. Some may love you, but be frightened of what you are creating. Stay true to yourself and your creative power, and be wise as to whom you invite into your inner sanctum to witness this new life emerging. Exactly. This oracle also brings particular guidance about keeping your inner sanctuary pure. This may be your room, a sacred place you visit, or your own body into which you retreat in relaxation or meditation. Sometimes you will find that others have taken up residence in your sanctuary. Perhaps an argument that you cannot let go of has another living in your head. A suffering that has not been acknowledged and released can feel like a big, old, dirty suitcase of emotional baggage cluttering up the temple space of your heart. It is time to focus on the purity, light, love, and compassion that dwells within you. Everything else will come and go, and that is just fine. But the purity within your sanctuary is eternal. You can come back to it to refresh your spirit and gain resource to help you deal with the rest of the world and even your own darker moments anew. It will give you the peace and spaciousness of mind you need to recognize the new life and to compassionately but firmly denounce any intrusions upon the new life by doubt, fear, or sabotage. Healing process. Close your eyes and relax. Focus your breath for several moments. I just want to give y'all some time to do that. Imagine the eternal world fading away and allow yourself to step into your heart. as though within you there is a silent, vast, open space. That space within peace is peaceful. Sense, see, or feel that deep within that space, a tender young shoot is rising out of the earth. With tremendous courage and focus, it has summoned the energy to crack through the seed that once contained its life force. And it is reaching directly up towards the light, boldly determined to become a full mature plant. Imagine that you are joyfully, lovingly, and consciously standing guard over the shoot. From a loving, aware, and strong space, you firmly move on any big muddy boots that would step on it, or any devouring insects that look rather interested in that tasty young morsel. You do this easily and effectively whilst remaining centered in your heart. Around you, around you and the shoot are many beings of unconditional love. These may be ancestors, spiritual guides, beings of light, or angelic beings. You may sense darkness rise and fall around you, and the circle of light created by your love and being supporting you to protect this tender young shoot. You can notice the rise and fall of darkness whilst remaining calm, centered, and detached in your heart as you focus your love on the young plant. Watch it respond and grow strong. As it well, all is well. You may whisper to it, "You are safe, and you will grow stronger and thrive." Through unconditional love, so be it. In your own time, just open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. At any time you can return to repeat this process, especially if you ever feel anxiety or fear about your new life being able to sustain itself and become strong. There is no need to worry, just treat such feelings as an intuitive sign that this healing process will be helpful for you and repeat it. You can do it daily for a few weeks if you are going through a particularly vulnerable period in your life. It will never do you any harm. It will only ever support you. Oh, look at that. I feel like that's perfect. That's perfect advice to give to somebody dealing in this situation from all aspects of it, but more so the one that is going through this tower moment the most. If you're the one that's about to be in despair because of whatever that's about to be getting enlightened to you, because somebody is drinking and it's bringing some enlightenment to somebody. That's what it is. And again, also too, I could look at this as still being the actual drinking card as well. And then them, because they've been drinking, they've really been in emotions. They've been in they feels. So but what is already with you though? What's already with you? Go to it. Go nurture it. Or maybe that's you, right? Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, right? Treat yourself, right? To something. Go out, mix and mingle, make friends. I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, so like all things are just like, right? But social media is a thing, right? We are all out here trying to find our purpose in every way, shape, or form, and we cannot use any excuse about a pandemic, because the pandemic is what's really it's what's getting us to wake up. So I don't know. Maybe we should probably clear this up now. Things are getting loud, and I think I talked enough as it is. But y'all make sure y'all stay up, guys. And if this helped in any way, shape, or form, right? Please feel free to express yourself in the comments, or share this video with somebody that you may think is involved in a situation like this. They probably dealing with a sexual demon, right? And and they're just trying to figure it out, how to get out of a situation, maybe, as well. Also, there could be a baby involved, right? The birth. I mean, it's Jesus coming in the flesh, right? But that's also could be like, oh yeah, south node, right, to the north node, because again we got Jesus here, and then we have the Hierophant, who is that religious teacher, that preacher man. So again, this also could be somebody, right, who's turning their life around as well to God. And then y'all both step into not even like well, the lovers is here, but it was also the king of pentacles. He's up here. The king of pentacles is here. So I also look at that as working together on a business that may be religious and spiritual. But y'all gonna be making money together. That's where the love is gonna be at, within the business. So I don't think there's gonna be an actual like romance. Like there may not be love here, right? Even though we did pull out the red cards and the orange cards, but we also want to keep this very basic too. We don't want to keep everything about, because when we do love, it's unconditional love. That's the only love readings everybody is really getting. It's unconditional love readings. Because they're general. Like, everybody's love is different. But when you talk about unconditional love, that's going to be universal. Also keep that in mind. But there is a divine soulmate union. So they're coming together for a purpose, because they are soulmates. Diet change. Wow, the chaser and then the diet change was underneath that. Receipts. So they probably going back to some old text records and stuff like that about conversations that they've had, and now they're kind of realizing like, oh, okay, well maybe it's time for me to really change, or more they could regret it for choosing. Oh. So the runner made a diet change because they seen some receipts, and now they regret saying I love you, to this runner. And now they're enraged. But but who was the chaser and who's the runner now? That's none of my business. I'm done with this reading. Y'all figured out on your own. I already know that I'm not running and I'm not chasing. I'm sitting my ass down on some Empress shit. And as you see, she wasn't even up here. So, this wasn't about me. So, no. Y'all take care now. Yeah, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. I will subscribe this, follow. But yeah, y'all have a great day. Or night, evening, solar return and whatnot. I don't know. I'm just making up shit now just to have a weird ass outro. But take it easy, y'all. Bye-bye.